What is up, YouTube? This is Crew. I wanted to bring you guys into a new game that I just started playing called Life is Feudal MMO. Hope everybody out there is doing real well. So, bringing you into this game, I kind of wanted to get, the hang of it a little bit before I started recording. We're about seven or eight game days into the game, and this game is really awesome. It is a role-playing game. You really have to do everything. Survival game. You have to do everything in here to crafting, surviving, hunting, building. I'm actually going to run over to this area here. There was a guy that I came across yesterday. Sorry about the lag there. Whenever I run across the map, sometimes as it loads in these images here, I'll get a slight lag. But this was a guy that I met up with yesterday, and I was hoping that two of us would have been able to start a guild together. And what you'll see here is his home is on fire, and there's nothing I can do about this, unfortunately. I don't think he's here. There's nothing he can do unless he has a repair kit. Let's see. No, I don't see him here. He's got his stuff inside. Okay. Alright, well, I'm going to head back. Alright, so I'm going to head back to where my location is, and we're going to kind of pick up where I left off when I finished up here this afternoon. So basically, it's a role-playing survival game set in the medieval era. You can try to play on your own. It is better if you team up with people so that you can share some of the things that you have to do, such as chopping down trees, catching fish, farming. You definitely want to try and get a guild together or join a guild, create your own either way. This is the area that I've staked out. I have this here is my hall, temple, podium to worship my god. And this sword here basically is my claim. And within that claim, if I hit the F4 button, it will, if I hit Control F4, actually, it'll keep it highlighted. The white area is the ownership of my area. So anything that's in the white, nobody should be able to come up into this area and steal anything that's in there. So if somebody was walking around, they come into my area here and they click on the crate, they can look in this crate and they see a bunch of sticks in there. They could, if I didn't have this, they would come in and take that, and then I would have to go and recollect it. So it's good to do that as fast as you can. Currently, I was working on, I just got farming. And what I wanted to do was use this area back here for my farming. And if I hit F3, it'll bring up, see all these numbers? That's the level that those tiles are on. And I was bringing everything down to 1.6.0. You see this right here? I was thinking I would have a fence that goes along this edge and then outside here. So I was going down to 106.0 to 106.1, and then going to go and plow all this out and start putting some crops in there. Now, the only problem I came into was some of these tiles, and I don't know if it's something that I'm doing or how this works, but if I go to use shovel, it'll say plow. But then when I go to some other blocks, for instance, let's see if this was one of them. This one here doesn't have the plow option, and I don't know why that is. So I don't know if I need to drop dirt on it. Actually, you know what? Let's see something. So if I equip my shovel, and I'm curious if when I dig this up, if it's dirt or fertile soil. Let's see what this says. Nope, it says fertile soil. So that threw that theory out. Yeah, because I really thought that when I dug that up, that it would say dirt, and then maybe when dirt is there and not fertile soil, you can't plow it. But that theory is shot. So let me dump this dirt. Actually, I'll put it right here. So if you hit the I tab, go to your inventory, you can just double click on the dirt, and you'll see here he drops it. You'll see that number go up to 106.0. So that basically just filled that spot with the dirt that I took from over there. So I don't know if you don't plow if you can still plant crops. So what I'm going to have to do is go over this side here, and let's see if I can start on this spot. Use shovel. Yeah, see, I can't plow that ground. I don't understand. So I can plow this one. I guess what I'll do is I'll start over here and start plowing this area where it'll let me. Wow. And then I'll go and put some crops in. And let's see, I'll show you guys real quick. So in the game here, let's go to this crafting tab. So all of these icons here they represent a specific craft. So you start with artisan, and as you do these things here in the 0 level, they are the things that will actually start to raise up this level, this number right here. See this 45? That number, as you do these things, will slowly go up. When you hit level 30, click on here, you then are able to use these things to raise up. You'll still be able to use these, but it unlocks this where you can do these things now. So before you hit 30, you can't flatten the ground, you can't uproot items. So as this goes up, you then start to tap into these other things as you do things as well. So for instance, construction. Every time you deconstruct something or use this build simple construction, within that there are things like tables, chairs, crates, boxes you can craft. And every time you do something from that, it slowly raises that level. So for, on this one I'm a level 5. On digging, I'm on a level 5. Now, I'm only on a level 5 because you only get credit for digging a tunnel forward and digging a tunnel downward. Just the random digging does not bring this up. If that were the case, I'd be probably up to 100 already on this with all the digging that you do. What do we have here? We have carpentry, same thing. As you do these things, this number slowly rises. We have material preparation. This one here is farming. Now, I did hit 30. If you see this here, that's highlighted. See how this one's not, because I haven't touched the 60 number yet. But I did hit 30, so I should be able to sow wheat, peas, onions, carrots, and flax so that I can get a garden going. And then this one here is herbalism, mix of preparation. I only mixed, I think, 3 things, so it was like not even enough to move that to a number 1 as of yet. So within that, this is how you open up all these other craft abilities. And then you have combat has a similar tree. So as you go into, if you're in militia, if you do any of these, you'll slowly increase this. If you're a slinger, can use a sling, usable items. So just using these items increases that. And then you have footmen, you have unit formation, then you have assaulter. So as you do these things, they'll increase also. And then you have minor skills. So every time I lift an object or drop an object or move an object, those numbers go up also. So that's a little breakdown of how the character tab functions. You then have this area where you can equip items. So this here is you can equip stuff on your back. You can have up to 2 items. This will be in your right hand. This will be in your left hand. And then this here will be the clothing or armor that you put on. This shows you your hit points, stamina, hunger, food quality, your alignment. The alignment is what you do when you pray. Every day you have to pray to the God that your character worships, and that'll go up a number. Stat cap. These are your stats. So your strength my strength is a 20, agility 17, constitution, and so forth. Luck, I haven't come across luck, how that works yet. Where that skill would come from to move that number up, but I'm sure we'll come across it at some point. Maybe it's during battle. You know, if a guy goes to hit you and he misses or something, I'm not sure. And then we have the social tab. This is where you can create a guild, look into your personal claim. And so that's the character tab. The tab, this down here, the red, yellow, and the green are what this is here. It's just in your HUD so that you can see it as you run or walk or lift or move to wherever. You know, your stamina will go down, your hunger will go down, and once your hunger reaches 0, I believe the red numbers start to take effect, like you lose hit points. So that's something that you always want to keep available. In my inventory, if you hit the letter I, your inventory tab will pop up. You can left click, hold, and drag that wherever you want. I do have cabbage stew, so if I were to eat that right now, it might raise this number up about 20 points. I have all my tools in here, and I have fiber and flint. I usually keep that with me because if my tools break or they just wear out, they do wear, so you have to remake the tools. I just go ahead and I can click on this little button here, and then I have a whole list of things. Some of these I don't have anything for, so they're not highlighted. But I can then go in, if my sickle broke, I can click on this. I have flint, branches, and fiber. Click craft, and I can make my sickle. I don't have to run all the way back to my location here. If I was off in the distance about 20 minutes away, I don't want to have to run all the way back here every time to make something. So let's go and continue on here. Let's go and we'll plow. Now I usually keep the grid highlighted when I'm doing this. If I hit F3 again, it'll easily just remove that. But as you can see, it's kind of hard to tell where the where the next tile is. Let's see. So I think I did those 4, right? Let's go to this one. Plow. I have not put down any farming stuff at all. This would be the first time. So I don't know if this is the right time of year to do this. I know winter weather will greatly affect the crops. There are some crops that won't even grow. There are some crops that will be, I guess their quality or the amount of that crop will be reduced. So, there are effects that come into play. Let's see, F3, so you can see how, it slowly starts to, make that look like, I ran a plow through here, even though it's my shovel. It does look like I pulled some kind of plow cart through there. So my assumption is, as long as it's like that, it's okay to plant on. That's what I'm hoping, because I don't want to have, just like a pocket here and a pocket over there. I'm kind of hoping that it just allows me to plant these crops anywhere in this area, because I spent about an hour and a half digging down, because a lot of these tiles were a 107.9, 107.5, and I had to bring them down to the 106, 106.1. So I would hate to have, wasted all that time getting those things prepped and I can't use them. But if it is the case, we'll learn from it, move on, and we'll just try another area. That's all. But I really do want to get a crop field going so that I can have food source available at my homestead. I really like catching the fish. They do give a lot in return, which is very, very good. So I do like hitting up the fish all the time. But it would be nice to have a crop field, because if we're going to be a part of a guild or create our own guild, we're going to need to feed all the people that are going to be in the guild. And just sending a bunch of fishermen, is not really the way you want to go. You want to have crop fields, and you want to be very active in having farmers allocated to take care of the farm. That's all they do. When there's a battle that comes up, you'll have tons of food that you can take with you, and you'll have farmers that are going to take care of that stuff. If you're going to play this game, my recommendation would be to play it as a real, complete role-playing game. Don't turn it into something that it's not. Don't get silly with it. Don't go around PKing people, player killing people, stealing their stuff. Just go at it, like a real role-playing game. It's survival, and if you come up on a person and they're showing that they want to be friendly, don't go over and attack them and kill them. You do lose. You have a lot to lose if you're going to be a renegade like that. They do have big negative. If you're somebody who goes around killing people all the time and stealing things, when you die, your penalty on what you lose and all of the numbers that you put together. So here, let me just show you. So these numbers here, your skill level. If you're somebody who kills people, steals, when you die, these numbers here, I don't know how far they drop, but they could drop significantly. So let's say this number here, just for the sake of discussion, let's say this number were to drop. I don't think it'll drop this far, but let's just pretend that it drops below 30. So all that time it took you to get from 30 to 45, which could be days or weeks, you'll lose all that you did. Not to mention these guys here, all of this. If this isn't at skill level 30, you can't use these. So now, let's say you were blacksmith and you just completed getting to smelting, and you want to be able to, reduce copper and iron down and make ingots. If this gets reduced now, you can't do that, and you have to do that all over again. So it is a huge penalty to do that. When you bring your allegiance, which is this little guy in the corner here, when you bring that, as you bring that up, the higher that goes, the less you lose when you die. So it is very important to, keep that into consideration. And, if you're in a guild and you have wars with other guilds, that's fine. That's part of the game. You die, and, that's just the way it goes. There's nothing you can do about that. But, if you're just going to be somebody who's not going to get into the game the way it was intended, me personally, I just think that's kind of silly because, you really take away from what the game developers were hoping the game would be. And it's not, that's not how you want to do it. People come into this game, they pay good money for it, and they want to be able to play the game in a virtual role-playing scenario. If they want to, act out and even be so into the character that they, they speak different, they act different, that's just the way it should be. They paid a lot of money for it. Let them have fun. Let them enjoy that. All right, so let's see. What should we try here? Let's try. I'm going to try cabbage. And I want to see if I am able now to sow cabbage seeds so that I can get a farm going here. So let's hit F3. I gotta remember I want this edge to be where the fence will go and this edge here, so we will start right here. Now let's see, right click, create, build, clean, inspect. Now what happens when I inspect? Fertile soil. Let's see, let me go to my inventory. If I right click, eat or drop from inventory. Create, camp, furniture, decorations, snare, build, stone road, marble, decorations. Alright, so let's see. If I go into inventory and I put this in my inventory, my hotkey slot, let's see, if I put that in my hand, camp furniture. No, all that did was make him eat it. Alright. So I'm going to have to figure out how to do the planting of the crops. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the I'm going to end this episode here. We're about 25 minutes in, so I usually keep them to about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on what we got going. I will look into how that works when I come back with the next video. I will either have already, I'll start putting the crops in, or I'll already have them in, but I will show you how that was done. So crew's going to be out. I will go in, look this up, see what we can get together, and I will be back with another episode. All right, thank you guys. Remember to like, subscribe. I appreciate it. Any comments that you guys want to put up there on anything that I may have said or done that there's a better way, or maybe something was incorrect, please put it in there. I'm only giving you my opinion. So some of the things that I may have said, maybe there's a different way, or it's only come to be that way based on how I was playing. So please feel free to put that in the comments. And if you have any other ideas, or if you're on this server, it's the Telmoon server. If you are on there and you have a guild and you're looking for another member, let me know. If you want to start up a guild and you want to have somebody in with you to get things going, let me know. And I hope you guys are enjoying the game. Take care.